50 Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Lil Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail.
I looked at it like, from that point, maybe 50 should have brung a bag for Meech and maybe a watch or something. Because obviously that's what Ross did or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I had in mind.
But look, 50, boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was gonna be able to do it. You thought you was gonna be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long?
Lil Meech didn't just betray 50 Cent, he allegedly ran off with $10 million and teamed up with 50's biggest enemy to do it after years of backing him, mentoring him, and even paying for his rehab. 50 was left blindsided by the ultimate double cross. Now with Rick Ross in the picture and private texts being exposed, 50 Cent will have to do things the hard way. Before the betrayal, there was a bag and 50 handed it to them when 50 Cent tapped Demetrius Lil Meech Finnery Jr. to play his own father, the infamous Big Meech, in the Starz series BMF. It wasn't just casting, it was a whole life-changing blessing. Lil Meech wasn't an actor, he was trying to get on as a rapper. Nobody in Hollywood was giving him a shot, but 50, he saw something bigger. He sent the kid to acting school for 2 years, paid for it all out of pocket, and molded him into a TV star. That alone would be enough, but 50 didn't stop there. Behind the scenes, he was wiring money to the family. According to Fif, he helped them secure over $5 million in clean legal money, the kind of money they could build a future with. This wasn't just a gig. 50 had bigger plans, spin-offs, films, multi-season arcs. If everything went right, the BMF brand was poised to make $30 to $50 million over time, and for a family whose empire had once run on the streets, this was the chance to legitimize it all. Meanwhile, Big Meech watched from behind bars as his son rose to fame, his name back in the spotlight, but this time on prime time, and the man responsible, not a lawyer, not a homie, not a rapper, a businessman. 50 Cent, he kept the BMF brand alive, made it a household name, and positioned the next generation to eat. But that's not all, because 50 didn't just keep things going, he stayed humble about it. For years he downplayed his role, never asked for public credit, never flexed about the money he spent, until now. Because
50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better shut up. I will buy your masters.
as things changed and...
But look, 50, boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was going to be able to do it. You thought you was going to be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long? I know you want to make your mama one of them walking stars thing put down there. Your mama live, her own walking star.
He really hit him where it hurts.
We call it renderings. You had the renderings, then you try to go get them loans, and ain't nobody loan you that money. You ain't even built the G-Unit studio yet. That might be why when I stood next to Meech, your knees buckled. Your knees buckled. Put your back against the wall. You're hustling.
People are wondering why 50 is so bothered over some lost money. The biggest theory is that he was really counting on it. Even Rick Ross knows 50 struggling. The shift came after Big Meech got released from prison in October. The man who built one of the biggest drug empires in U.S. history was finally free. Everyone expected a 50 and Meech reunion, a press tour, some photo ops, maybe even a co-produced BMF documentary with the real man himself. But what happened next shocked everybody, including 50. Meech didn't pop out with 50, he popped out with Rick Ross. It's the same Rick Ross who's been 50's sworn enemy for over a decade, and it wasn't just a handshake or a chance meeting at some industry party. They were doing full-on promotions, car shows, a welcome home concert. Meech was on Instagram posing with Rose like they were day ones. No shout out to 50, no thanks, no acknowledgement, nothing for 50. This wasn't just betrayal, this was disrespect, and it was calculated. He didn't say anything at first, but if you know 50, you know that silence doesn't mean peace, it means he's loading the clip. But where did the money go? Because It's not in the family's bank accounts. 50 says he helped the family secure over $5 million from the show Legal. Legitimate money. He literally wrote, "Why? Old boy didn't look out for me and send him to acting school. Big screech. All your people that was out did nothing. For him you come home thinking you the Black Pablo Escobar and fed him up. I helped your family make over $5 million. Legit dollars. It's not my..."
What up, though? Boston Little Bosses. And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, you're a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you got, I'm trying to make it go up, hit me right now.
Fault. It's all gone. You think people don't see you want to shine so bad. You wearing the baby's jewelry. Give the baby back his jewelry. And yet somehow Big Meech was broke. Lil Meech too. He is so broke that he is literally selling promo videos for $500. $350. Couldn't wait to clown him. He hopped on Instagram and posted, "Big screech got Meech doing promos, $500 a pop, get you one while it lasts." But wait, 50 wasn't done, not even close. Just when you think he's tapped out of disrespect, he hits post on a whole GoFundMe. Yes, a GoFundMe. For who? Big Meech. Now let's be real. There's a 90% chance 50 made it himself. Just to be petty, because that's exactly his brand of chaos. But regardless of who made it, 50 posted it and the internet lost its mind. The GoFundMe straight up claimed Meech needed help paying his bills, allegedly a $30,000 a month Airbnb. And 50 added his own messy little caption, "Help Big Screech pay his $30,000 a month Airbnb." That's one of P's cribs. Shout out to quality control. And 50 wasn't done there either. He spun the block again, this time dragging 42. Dug into the mess. 50 posted that Doug allegedly gave Big Meech $100K and said, "Your daddy, my ninja, you made a mistake giving Screech it $100,000. You could have given that to your ninjas you've all..."
Me and Murder sitting in the backyard and you like, "Yo, little baby ain't give me no money. He came in the Ferrari truck. He had the Ferrari truck. He had 4 pockets full." I'm looking at this nigga like, yo, this nigga tripping. Like, little baby he's not obligated to give you nothing.
Always been hard-headed. And of course Doug clapped back on IG, standing 10 toes down for Meech in Detroit. Can't.
You was with 50. He's talking about stuff in the future. He made your family money. You know, you would think you would be a little bit appreciative, but motherfuckers don't have to be loyal to 50 in business. I guess that's how Meech felt, because he's his own boss. You know, but when you take Little Meech and you put him in acting school, you know, you take him from Detroit. I remember him rapping when he was rapping and nobody was helping him from what I seen. Because I remember when Lil Meech was rapping. Nobody helped him, and then 50 put him in acting school, kept it on the low, and he made all this money. You understand what I'm saying? But to be young and have money is crazy.
No ninja convince me to go against Detroit either. Show me Big Bra a rat or shut the F up talking to me. But how does a kingpin with a hit TV series under his belt end up begging for rent money? Tony Yao gave us a clue in an interview. He said that after Murder sitting in the backyard and Meech got out, he was literally asking Lil Baby for a...
That's why I say that was like a bad management move, but from the streets, they're gonna do what they wanna do. And 50's crazy. Know that, y'all 50's crazy. So, and then on Meech end, I look at that was bad management too, because we just was over there. We just took a picture with you at your house, but I felt like when we left there, it was a money thing, because what Lil Meech said about the Ferrari.
Handout. For he was even complaining that his son wasn't helping him financially. Now let's talk Lil Meech, because he's not exactly.
But if 50 Cent gives your family, you know, $5 million in cash, whether it's through acting, I think he was paying for acting lessons for Lil Meech, you gotta have some appreciation. And you know, before more details unfolded, like 5 million, because people were like, oh, 50 Cent doesn't pay people, he's always suing people. Look how he paid Ghost from Power less than Mary J. Blige on Power Book. But if Lil Meech got $5 million and he's nobody except the son of somebody famous, then he definitely could have treaded carefully with this Rick Ross.
Helping the situation. According to Tony Yo, Lil Meech is blowing through money like he's allergic to savings. $100,000 on chrome hearts. Jeans, $500,000 on a BMF chain. Like, so your dad is struggling to pay rent, and you're out here with designer denim And Richard Mill watches and then had the nerve to get salty when 50 unfollowed him. It was giving broke with money. Yeo didn't hold back. There were rumors that 50 was pissed not because they spent the money but because they spent it recklessly. There was no plan, no investment, no stacking for the future. 7. So just when you thought 50 was done eating Lil Meech, he hit the final boss level of petty. Word on the street is 50 bought the halfway house. Meech is legally required to stay in. That means Big Meech, who once ran a
This story right here is complete and utter bullshit.
billion-dollar empire and had everybody from rappers to pop.
As we know, Meech didn't actually leave for the halfway house. He's on home confinement because of the First Step Act and winning his 821 motion in federal court. After spending nearly 20 years in federal prison, Demetrius Big Meech Flannery left the federal prison in Coleman, Florida, Coleman Low, on October 15th for home confinement. Now, before you say I don't know what I'm talking about, it says right here that he's in the RRM in Miami. He's actually on home confinement. It says RRM because the RRM, or the halfway house, or really the re-entry manager, is administering his home confinement in Miami through the halfway house that's owned by Dismiss Charities.
Politicians shook his now allegedly paying rent to 50 Cent, and of course 50 being 50, he didn't let that slide. Quietly in an interview, he straight up grinned and said, business is business. I'm put that ninja on toilet duty cleaning up felonish all day, so technically Meech might be out of prison, but he's not free in the slightest, and fans are eating it up. One said 50 is a real savage and has always stood on business, nothing but respect to him, and this is the greatest burn I have ever heard. 50 makes my whole month, but not everybody is buying the story. Some people think this is pure 50 trolling. This man Meech might not even be in a halfway house, as we know Meech didn't actually leave for the halfway house. 9. But then again, this is 50 Cent we're talking about. The man lives for trolling and has the money and spite to make the wildest moves look possible. Now Lil Meech made crystal clear where his loyalty lies. He hopped on Instagram saying, before I asked God for anything, I made sure I asked him to bring my father